Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today is episode 2 of Practical Skills Minecraft. I know, it's been a while since the first episode, but hopefully this one has been worth the wait, because in this episode we are going to be taking a look at a giant, almighty, massive, fully automatic sugarcane farm. It produces around about 8 stacks of sugarcane per hour, and it looks pretty awesome as well. Now the reason that this farm has this diamond shape isn't because I think it looks cool, although it does, it's because it performs a very important function. With all the straight line farms that I've seen recently, when they harvest, there is a very high chance that some of the sugarcane is going to land on the blocks, not in the water streams, and that means it is lost forever. You're never going to get that back, which is unfortunate. Whereas with this build, very little of the sugarcane that gets harvested lands on the blocks, which means it all flows into the water streams and it all goes into your chest, which means that you are going to have plenty of sugarcane. Now some of you may recognise this build from elsewhere. Not only am I currently in the process of building it on Hermitcraft, but also Datalus built it in his survival world. So if you do want to check that out, there will be a link in the description down below. But anyway, I think I've whittled on enough about this one. How about we take a look at the redstone behind it in more detail. Instead of using bud switches, which will automatically detect when sugarcane grows and harvests it, this one uses a redstone timer, and in all honesty, you're never going to notice a difference in efficiency between the two styles, especially on a farm this size, so I wouldn't worry about that. Now, as far as the redstone for the rest of the build is concerned, it really is very simple. It's just redstone dust and redstone torches. There aren't even any repeaters, so in that respect, it's fairly cheap, bar the hundreds of pistons that you're going to need, but we'll worry ourselves with that one in a little bit. There is just one last thing that I want to mention before I bore you to death, and that is this design features a repeating pattern. Once you've done the first layer, you've done them all. You don't have to learn any unique redstone circuitry, which is always a positive. Now I guess this goes without saying, but it is infinitely expandable, which means that you could technically go from bedrock all the way up to the sky limit if you really wanted to. However, the farm that you see in front of you has got 10 layers, and I personally feel like that does a pretty good job. But anyway, now that we've got through all that, I guess there's only one thing left to do, and that is to crack on with this tutorial, so let's go. So the first thing that we are going to be taking a look at in this tutorial is the water flushing area, or where all of the items are going to fall and then be pushed into the hoppers. So you want to get things started with a 17 by 10 area. So that's 17 in that direction and 10 in this direction. And then the first thing that you're going to want to do is go one block in from each side and place a layer of ice. And you should end up with something that looks a little bit like this. Like I said, ice going all the way around bar the one block. Now, of course, it doesn't have to be ice. It's not necessary. However, it will mean that your sugarcane will travel down to the hoppers much faster, which I much prefer. But anyway, now all you have to do is place blocks up like this and go all the way around here, just right the way around, and fill all of that area in so that the water doesn't flow off everywhere, because that would be a bit awkward, wouldn't it? The next thing that you're going to have to do is dig into your pockets a little bit here, because this is where things get a bit expensive. You want to grab a bunch of hoppers and run them off to one side. It could be off to the right or off to the left. It really is personal preference. As you can see over here, the hoppers will then run into some form of storage system. And the next thing that you're just going to have to do is place your water sources over at the back so that the water flows into those hoppers, and that is you done for the water flushing system. We are now going to start work on the sugarcane farm itself, so you want to find your center block, the center block of the water flushing system, and place a block up like this, and then take the diagonals out from that. Now as you can see, I am using dirt, and that is obviously because this is what our sugarcane is going to be going on. There's no point in using any other block type. Of course, you could use sand technically, but you'd have to place things underneath it, and for the rest of the build, you're going to have to use dirt. So there really is no point in that. But anyway, you should end up with some kind of diagonal V shape with the dirt. So there it is. For this next bit, you're going to have to place the area for the water so that the sugarcane can grow. So once again, you just want to take diagonals from that side there and placing blocks along. I'm going to use glass, but you can use whatever you want. Then you want to place a block up like that, and then just take the diagonals once again. So diagonals going all the way along, so you should have a bunch of space in between the blocks there. And then you just want to place water here, water in this one, water in this one, and water in the last one. Then you want to repeat the same thing on the other side. You will know if you have done that part correctly because you should be able to place sugarcane on each and every one of your dirt blocks, and as you can see I can do that just fine, so that means I have done that right. If you haven't done it right, then obviously you're going to have to go back and watch it. Then behind each piece of sugarcane you just want to place a block. Now this part is really quite simple, you shouldn't have any trouble with this one yourself. You can use whatever block you want. I personally like the look of sandstone, so that's what I'm going for. And there it is. I'm just going to continue this on off camera. Finally, onto some redstone stuff. On top of each block, you just want to place a regular piston like that. Now, quite simply, these are going to push your sugarcane off. They really are very important. Without them, your farm wouldn't function. So that's why they're there. Then you want to go right the way around the back and place blocks like this. And then once again, take the diagonals but leave the middle blocks in. So we're going to go all the way down to this edge here and place redstone dust on top of that. Now it will create a nice zigzagging pattern, which is absolutely perfect. And you just want to do the same thing on the other side. So that is that zigzag there, going right the way up to the edge with your redstone dust on the side like that. Now just grab your redstone torches and place one there. You'll see those two pistons extend, one there, those two extend, one there, and then one there, and all of the pistons in that row should now be extended. Then if you do the same thing on the other side, so just like that, and once again all your pistons are extended, which means that this farm is now working. So if we place this lever here and give it a quick flick, you'll see that is the action that we are going to have for the harvesting, which we just missed. It happened over there, we could have caught that, but oh well, this is what it's going to be like. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, that is one layer entirely done. It's completely finished. That is all you need to know. However, we just want to go around the back and take out this block here with the redstone dust on top. And the reason for that is if you want more than one layer to link them up, you're going to have to place a torch tower down here. So what I'm going to do now is MC edit this and put it right the way up so we have a big structure like this. And you should do the same, except without MC edit. You're going to have to get building. Here we are then. This farm that you see in front of you has got 5 layers, and that should give me a decent enough opportunity of explaining how all of this works. You want to go down beneath and place a block like this with a redstone torch on the side, then a block there and a redstone torch on the side of that block like that, and we are just going to repeat that pattern going all the way up to the top. It really is very simple, so just keep doing that alternating block pattern and you'll be fine. It just goes right the way up to the top. Nice and easy. By default, all of your redstone should be off, which means that all of your pistons should be extended, but if you just place a lever down here and flick it, you should see that all of your redstone dust will turn on, and that means that all of your pistons will retract. And then let's give that another tester, so we just flick this lever again, all of the redstone turns off, which means that all of our pistons are extended. It really is that simple. It's not a hard build whatsoever. So now let's crack on with this timer. So you want to go right the way down to this bottom torch here and place a block like this with a repeater, and then another block with a comparator on top of it like that, and then a dropper facing upwards with a hopper facing into the dropper, and that will create a monostable circuit, which is exactly what we need. Now we're going to create a hopper timer, so you want to take 6 blocks along like this and just carry out that like that, and then place a hopper here and a hopper running into that like that, a comparator running out of each one of these hoppers running into a block, redstone dust there and redstone dust there, with a sticky piston facing in each direction and just some redstone block there. Now you may notice that this sticky piston has extended despite the fact that this isn't powered, and that is because this redstone up here is causing it to bud power, which is what we don't want. So you just want to take out these blocks and just update the piston real quick and place your redstone dust back in, and you should see that that no longer happens now. It's not powered, and that means that it won't canoodle with this timer down here, which is exactly what we need. And finally, the last thing that you want to do is make sure that this is a dropper. I actually placed a dispenser. It has to be a dropper, otherwise it won't go up into the hopper, it will just fly out elsewhere, which is exactly what we don't want. And then you just want to place a redstone torch down here, and you'll see that that will do a mini harvest. And inside these hoppers, you want to place around about 2 stacks of items. You can vary that however you want to. They can be any item you want. I'm choosing diamond blocks because I'm pretty fancy, but there it is. That's your timer done, which means that basically the whole farm is now complete. So there we have it, folks. You have built yourself a fully automatic sugarcane farm, and it certainly wasn't that hard, was it? Alright, it may have been a tiny bit hard, but it's going to provide you with so much sugarcane. You're not going to know what to do with it. You're going to be wearing it on your head, wearing it as clothes, throwing it at people willy-nilly. It's just going to be mad. So I hope that you enjoy all your newfound sugar. But if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.